Are you ready? Can't crush us. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for. If you're really heavy into wrestling, hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom, bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody, power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need, and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah. Can Crushers. Yeah. Can Crushers, let's go.
Mr. Jenks.
What's up?
You are full of it this morning. That hit home.
It's a good day. I think today's going to be a good day, so I'm pumped.
It's a good day or a new day?
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Nice. And welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. I am Mark the Mark. That's Sir Michael Jenks, and we're chipper this morning. Something must have happened this week for all of us, or we're just feeling, I don't know, good. We're actually feeling good.
We're feeling good. It's been a good week. The sun's out in parts unknown up here. I don't know if it's out up where you're at, but it's looking like a beautiful day.
We did get some more snow yesterday. It has been an alright week for me.
Okay.
You don't know. Well, I want to ask you first, because I'm on the same page as a wrestler right now.
Oh, okay. My week has been pretty good. I actually met the girlfriend's parents yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that went pretty well for the most part. I didn't get anything thrown at me, so I think we're good there. And yeah, she's meeting my sisters and my mom today. So after this, we're going to have a whole family meeting.
And I know there's actually a godfather in your family, which is actually a godmother, essentially, which is, if you keep rolling it back, it would be a god niece who runs the whole Jenks family. Is she going to be there as well?
She is, and she's already hit me with some heavy questions, so I told the girlfriend that she might be getting questions from the 10-year-old, which made her infinitely nervous, so that was great yesterday to calm those fears, but, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
She runs that family, though, right?
She absolutely runs this family. Everybody's tied around her finger, so
yeah,
God help us all as she gets into the teenage years, because it's just going to be a whole shit show.
That I'm joking about, man. I feel sorry for you there. It is cute now.
It's cute now, but she has the attitude already. So we see it. We already see it. It's not going to be good.
God bless you all.
4 years away. I keep telling myself I got 4 years.
It's really not 4.
It's actually like 2.5 now.
Yeah.
She's 13. Yeah. Oh God.
And it starts at like 12.5, because that's when they start fucking rounding. I'm 13. You haven't rounded since you were 1. Now you're going to start rounding.
Yeah, that's true. Although she's already starting now. So I think it's already started. It's just not full blown over the top of it. I think as we get to 11, get to 12, it's going to be completely shit hits the fan. So she's noticing it. Maybe she's 10, 15% there now, but it's coming up.
Your poor girlfriend. Your family has dealt with it. Your family has dealt with it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I think everything will go well today. My niece can tend to be a little shy when she first meets people, so it might not be too bad today, but she'll eventually get the full experience. But
yeah, hopefully it is a parts unknown Seawolf game or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Yes. The bad thing, I feel so bad for the girlfriend, because somehow this entire thing has snowballed in her meeting the entire extended family next weekend.
Oh shit!
So
It's just like, hey, here's my mom and my sisters, and then
yeah, and like
here's
Aunt
Betty.
Here's how it started, Mark. The cohorts at the 40-year dash wanted to do a quick get together for my birthday, whatever, and they're like, hey, does Kimberly want to come? I'm like, you know what, I'll ask. She said yes. Well, then my mom wanted to meet her. Of course, the whole family wanted to meet her before that, but my mom's like, well, we should meet her first. So threw that guilt trip on there. So then that happened. Tuesday this week, so I'm planning with the 40-year dash guys on next Saturday to meet her at like noon. It's going to be a lunch thing, a little early afternoon. Tuesday, I get a Facebook event invite for my nephew, who's from my cousin, his birthday party, which is the 26th at 3 p.m., right after the Friends thing. And I'm like, are you shitting me right now? I knew his birthday was on Thursday. Love the little guy to death. Happy birthday to Kenny.
I saw that. Happy birthday, homeboy.
Yeah. Happy birthday, little man. Love him to death. I didn't think about my cousin likes to do parties for him at all because he hadn't set something up for that following weekend. He usually does it right after their birthdays. So he does it for the 26th. I'm like, son of a bitch, how the hell are we going to get from Seawolf City to where my cousin lives, which is a 20-minute drive? It's back to back. There's no way I can say, oh, I'll take you home and then come back to the party.
No, it'd also be stupid.
Exactly. And I'm like, so I asked her, she is a sport. She's great. She's like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then it was like, she's like, can you meet my parents on Saturday since I'm meeting everybody? I'm like, yes, that is perfectly fine. I can do that. And I have apologized to her a couple times because I did not intend for her to meet every single person that's close to me. Well, that's up here in parts unknown that's close to me in the span of a week. Because that's a lot, especially for a newer relationship.
It really is. Well, maybe she'll meet him next week, depending on how today goes. She might see you later. No, I'm kidding.
So everybody is fucking nervous right now, Mark. And I'm like, it'll be fine. My mom's nervous because she's cooking for her. The girlfriend's nervous because she's meeting my mom and my niece. My niece that's just interrogates people left and right. It's a lot. It's a lot of emotion. So it's just gonna be a fantastic, dandy day. But they're all good sports and they're all good people. I think they'll be fine. But it's that initial nerves. I'm sure you had them when you met Kelly's family.
Yes.
I'm sure Kelly had it when she met your family. Everybody has those feelings in that. So just gotta buy the time.
And it's weird because essentially then it all shakes out. I understand where you're coming from. Like, your mom doesn't want to put on a bad impression. The girlfriend doesn't want to put on a bad impression. The godniece doesn't give a shit. But
she has no filter. Yeah, there's no filter on this child. So,
but I'm just saying, like, and then it's gonna be like, like instantly, you know that for your girlfriend, your mother's done everything she can for you, and your mother's gonna be like, this is the woman I want to pass Jenks along to. This all happens in like milliseconds. It is literally the first minute of meeting somebody is the worst.
Yeah.
Because at the 5-minute mark, you're like, all right, let me either help you do dishes, let me do this, let me do that. Like, it's all like you guys have been a family for years. That's how it goes. It's just that first millisecond that you don't know, is that filter going to be on or off?
Well, that's exactly it. And yesterday when I met her parents, full disclosure, she's like, you can wear a hoodie. That's fine. Just wear your normal attire. We're just going to Applebee's. What did I do? I packed the quarter zip and I thought about it. And like, I got to put the quarter zip on. I just have to make the first impression to look good. And I did that. I shook her dad's hand and her mom goes, I'm a hugger. She hugged. And then it seemed to go fine. There was no issue meeting each other. We were having a good conversation. Your dad seemed a little bit, he's not like withdrawn, but he doesn't talk a lot. So he was talking by the end of the conversation. So I think that was a good thing by the end of lunch. He was out opening up, talking. We were having a good conversation between all of us. But
Did you guys all end up doing the fancy like dance then since you went to Applebee's? That would have been the real breaker then. If you all would have been outside and did the TikTok fancy like dance.
We should have, but we did not. We did not do that. Her mother ratted me out and got me a free brownie bite though for my birthday, so that was nice.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you've been busy. You've been extremely busy and chaotic.
Exactly. But what have you been up to now that you're on the level of wrestler now? What's going on here?
I am on the level of wrestler. I am. You'll never believe this. So ankle's doing good. I've really been on the back of the garbage truck a lot more, so that's a bonus. Just keeping it wrapped. It's when it's unwrapped. This sounds stupid. It's when it's unwrapped it kind of loosens up, and it's not good. I still need it a little bit tense. So ankle's fine. Let's throw that out the window.
Good.
Tuesday, I'm at home. All right. Now, I've been busy basketballing probably for like the last 2 weeks straight. Burning the candle at both ends. And don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry.
I'll talk to Evita.
Right. Tuesday, I have the night off after doing a double on Monday, though. So I am whooped. At some point Tuesday, and realize what I just said, at some point Tuesday, I'm going out into the kitchen to get something to eat, something to drink, or whatever. I pass out and smash my head off the counter, and my wife finds me laying in the kitchen floor.
What?
Lay there a couple minutes, catch everything, okay, and I'm fine and dandy. All right, I'm a hard ass. I'm going to work. I'm on the back of the garbage truck on Wednesday morning. I last an hour. This isn't happening. Shit is just the world spinning the other way. Lights look like they're just a prism in my eyes. I come home, I go back to sleep, which is not a good thing. I don't suggest that you do that. I did it anyway. She pushed me hard enough. I went. I got a CT. I have a mild concussion. So me and Bob are on the same page right now. That's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The headache's in and out every once in a while, but the eye is okay finally as of like late last night. That like the blurry vision is gone. But yeah. I have a mild concussion. By the way, this is documented number 5 for me.
I was going to ask, how many of you had before that? And then the follow-up is this almost like a post-concussion syndrome going on that led to this one?
I don't know. I'll tell you, though, from last Saturday till Monday, and I know people are going to suck it up, it's been like 5 o'clock in the morning until 8, 9 at night. Because of basketball and that, and then Monday being a double header, it was a little bit later, and I just came home and crashed. And I'm not, and I have not. And I know where this is all stemming from. I have not been eating. I just have not been eating, and not even eating right. I've just not been eating because you can't eat during broadcasts. You know, you have like 2 minutes in between games anymore. So when I'm tired, I'm just going to sleep. Tuesday it caught up to me. I was like, I'm hungry. I was fine. I got dizzy. I tasted my counter, and I don't know. She came down, and there I was. The dogs found me, and I was breathing. I was good. I just knocked myself out.
Yeah.
That's all.
Holy shit. You got a black eye or anything from it?
I have a unicorn.
Unicorn, okay.
Yeah, I have a unicorn.
Dude.
But that essentially has dropped down a little bit now, too. But yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you're at least somewhat okay.
I'm fine. I'm telling you, until I get into the double-digit concussions, I'm fine.
Well, let's not get into that.
Right? Yeah.
We'll have to start talking to Kelly about putting you in a bubble or something when you get home.
It is, yeah. It's been 5 documented, but I'm not one to say I'm an '80s kid and everything. But you took a fastball off of the face mask, or it was just shake it off, get back out there. They just called them stingers then. I don't know. I'm not saying anything that I have 100 of them like the Masked Saint or anything, but
right.
Yeah, I probably do have more than 5, but 5 documented. So,
but it's that rub some dirt on it. you're fine mentality type thing. But
yeah,
I know I've had some. They're not documented. I've never had one documented, but I know for a fact I've had some. And if you feel my skull, you run your fingers on my skull, there's definitely dents, cracks that you can actually feel on it.
Yep.
Like I know from football, I have done severe damage to my head.
Oh yeah.
And that was only from 5 years of it.
Right.
But I can't even imagine. God, man, that sucks. I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad it wasn't worse.
It's not.
Than what it could have been, because it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it could have been. Oh, I agree.
And that was good. I
would think it's probably I just, like I said, I didn't eat and the sugar level or whatever just wasn't there, and it just said, go fuck yourself. You're taking a nap.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Your body just couldn't function.
Yeah.
So.
I know I have one that's not documented, and it's from my best friend, former co-host, the English professor. In 6th grade, we were being complete idiots in home ec, and he pushed me down and leg dropped me, and he said I legit was gurgling until the teacher came back into the room, and then he slapped me around, and I came back out of it. So that one was not documented, nor ever, no school nurse looking at me or anything, but he's like, you just weren't in class the rest of the class. That's what happens when you fucking drop a leg on me on a concrete slab.
Well, that's true. I've taken an elbow to the face before and bled. So I know that one was probably, I was a little dazed from that one too. So good God. The leg drop though, was he doing the Hulk Hogan thing beforehand though?
Of course. And I laid there like an idiot. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to be idiots in home ec class since the teacher left the room. Yeah. He said people were scared.
I believe it. Well, you were gurgling. I would be freaking terrified at that point.
I look like George Wells after the snake was wrapped around him from Jake the Snake. I was spitting.
Oh, my God.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Great image.
Oh, good God.
But I'm good.
All right. Well, that's good.
A lot planned. A lot of basketball coming up this couple weeks as well. It's districts. I might be going to district wrestling. I'm just a lot on the plate at the radio station, which is really awesome. I don't have time to mope around or do anything like that. The downfall is I don't have much time to play with my freaking new PlayStation 5, which is really pissing me off now.
It's only there to be a temptress. That's it.
It really is. It really is. We're going to dive into wrestling real quick, but I do have to ask Jenks about one thing. Have you been following along on the WWE 2K22 thing? Like, I'm really stoked for GM mode.
I am too. It sounds like it's going back to almost SmackDown versus Raw territory a little bit, and I'm loving it. I got to pre-order it still, but it'd be for PS4 because I'm not going to get a PS5 in time. So I'm hoping to get that dual copy that transfers over. It
can be cross-branded, Jenks, and we can both play against each other in this whole freaking... Because the GM mode is 2 have to be running at one time. So if I would pick Raw or NXT UK or whatever one I pick, you have to pick one of the other ones. Then we go head-to-head for that 52 weeks or something. I think that's awesome. Because I want to do it. I want to, if I have to sit here and do it, make Kelly be the other person so she's got to book her own matches and everything, cool. But my caveat is I'm going to wait until the creator people that are amazing at creating wrestlers, I want to get a mix of some WWE, some AEW, some indie stars all on my roster before I start this. And, Jenks, I'm going to tell you guys right now, when I do start it, or we start it, or somebody starts it with me, I am going to put it all on YouTube on our page. And we're going to stream this bitch. Yeah. So you guys can vote along with it as well.
I can't wait for this. Now, are you going to do a Twitch as well, or just do the YouTube?
I think Twitch is live, right?
You can do live ones. So if you wanted to do like a live version every once in a while, you could do that too.
Maybe we could do because it's a hell of a lot easier for us to record and then put it up.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely YouTube. We'll talk about the Twitch because if I invite you, I essentially am running the party then, and all I have to do is invite you, and then I can capture everything on the 5 and then just throw it over. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe work out the caveats on the YouTube first, and then we can figure out the glitch or whatever.
Yeah.
After that,
I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna wait until there's some people created. So, what is it? March 11th. This comes out. Don't expect this to be out March 12th. Plus, that's my birthday weekend, so I won't be. I will be inebriated. So. It won't start until probably April is what I'm looking for this to go and run with it, because that's a lot of time for people to get good creations done then.
Well, yeah,
so I know we're months away, but still.
Yeah, if you think about it, people are going to, when it first comes out, they're going to play the shit out of it because they want to play all the modes, play everything, so get the feeling for the game. Then after a couple weeks, that's when you start seeing the creative uses and the people really getting in there and saying, oh, I can make this guy or that guy. And that's when you see the creation really open up the suite and that. So I'll be interested to see.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'll definitely play a GM mode prior to, again, us putting one up, but it'll be on Can Crushers. So now that the FCC has let us be.
Well, if you were the only fish in the sea,
Right. All right, Jenks. Besides wrestling talk, anything else going on that you want to bring up? Because we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back with WWE, because there was a live streaming event yesterday.
There was a live premium event? What?
Premium
no
event.
way.
Whatever.
Premium event. Let's streaming. Well, you were thinking about Twitch still. So now the juices are going. You're going to create a better GM than anybody on the roster right now. Than Adam Pearce, Sonya.
So that was my other question I forgot to ask. See, there is a little bit of a lag in my brain yet. Are you going to create yourself as a GM, or are you going to want to be like Sonya Shane or somebody like that?
I mean, if you're not creating yourself,
exactly. Why are you even playing the damn game?
Exactly. You create yourself as a wrestler, as a GM, and you go for it.
Right.
So.
All right, this is the perfect time. We'll get everything out of the way right now, Jenks, and then we'll just talk wrestling the rest of the way. So, coming up is going to be our collar and elbow commercial. Hats, hoodies, tees, sweats, all that cool stuff that Al Snow and the collar and elbow guys have. Use a promo code Can Crushers, all one word, capital C and Can, capital C and Crushers. You save 10%. Some new shirts have rolled out. They're pretty cool. Go check them out. Hopefully, I get my drop box of them coming in so I can share. That would be awesome. Don't forget to go over to What a Maneuver and check out our store there. It's What a Maneuver /Can Crushers. We have the same things from onesies to hoodies and in between. That's cool. Check them out. Our other one is a Spring account. You can get onto it from going to our website, which is cancrusher69.wixsite.com /cancrushers. Check that out. It's linked to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all at cancrusher69. Don't forget to send us an email at cancrusher69@gmail.com. Just a shout out to anybody looking to book an interview. March is filling up. So hurry up and if you want to be in March, send us an email or a DM or something to the page if you want to be an interview in March. If not, we can book out farther ahead. Fine and dandy. We have a couple good ones coming, and I'm probably going to be pulling Jenks in for at least one of them because he's earned it again. And he's got to do homework on this one, though. He's got to do homework on this one.
You always give me ones I got to do homework on.
Yeah. It's old school. It's old school. Shout out to the Masked Saint. The package has arrived, and the wife has already stolen the Hallmark book that good. She can read that, and then we can watch the Hallmark movie together. I have not rewatched the DVD yet, but that's going to be the first thing I watch in the PlayStation 5. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's in the PS5 there?
What else do we need to say? Oh, you can find us. You can find us on iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, everything, Stitcher, everything that you can find a podcast. We're there. Yeah, and lonelyhearts.com. I don't know.
Lonely Hearts Club Band. Man, I didn't know Sgt. Pepper's was sponsoring this today.
He was.
By the way, I just wanted to say I'm very proud of you today.
Why?
You remembered collar and elbow before the third segment.
Yeah, I know. Well, because we're almost on a time crunch, so it would be you have to get shit in, get out of the way, and then this way we can just talk wrestling the rest of the way instead of this insignificant stuff.
That's fair.
That pay the bills, as I was saying.
That pays the bill. I don't know if it's too insignificant, but that pays the bill. So
it's not. Sorry.
We love it. We love all of it.
All of it. We love it. All right. Here comes Al, and then we'll be back to talk wrestling.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
This is the hardcore icon, Just Incredible, and you're listening to Can Crushers Podcast. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best Can Crushers Podcast. Well, that, my friends, is just incredible.
And welcome back to Can Crushers. It's all wrestling the rest of the way out, as Jenks and I start with WWE because they had an event yesterday. But Jenks, spoiler, did you know that SmackDown was taped, I think, last Saturday, essentially?
Yeah, I saw things online, and then I saw the spoiler for the main event, or for the IC title, and it kind of knocked me off my kilter for SmackDown this week. You didn't know that?
I didn't. Because it was because of basketball. Well, I knew after our show, essentially, when we recorded last week, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think Jenks said that Sammy had already won the IC championship. I'm like, wait, what? Like I said, I wasn't sure of that, so I went back and I'm like, oh yeah, SmackDown had been taped a week in advance, so I saw the spoilers. It was on in my house, but it wasn't really paid attention to. And Raw was just, whoa.
Yeah, Raw wasn't great. SmackDown, same here, but because I knew the spoilers and I spoiled it for myself, it wasn't worth watching. You know what I mean? Like, physically sitting down in front of it and watching. It was worth having it on in the background, listening to it, but
from what I heard, I think there was only like 3 matches. One having, Sami Zayn win the IC title from Shinsuke, which, again, Sami doesn't go to Saudi Arabia. Okay, so you can't have that match there. I understand. Yep. Why not have that for this week when some of the people might not make it back? Because there's always a goddamn issue of getting back from Saudi Arabia. Why not have that live this week?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know why they didn't, because I think that would have been a phenomenal main event this week, a way to hook people into SmackDown. Yeah. And I don't get it. But that just goes back to the disrespect they put on the IC title. Let's put on a tape show. And it's going to leak out, so it kind of hurts your ratings, but you don't care about the title at that point. And we're going to see it because we know, I think we're pretty sure, in some capacity, it's going to be Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
Right, and that story of Sammy either winning it last week or this week on SmackDown, there's 5.5, 6 weeks before WrestleMania. Yes. It doesn't matter because the writing's on the wall. It's going to be him and Johnny. So if the title win is week 5 compared to week 6, sure that doesn't, because Knoxville's not going to be at every SmackDown from here on out. He might make one or 2 more.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'll give it this. Sammy and Knoxville is a very entertaining storyline. I'm not taking away from that.
I agree.
I don't. It's the Intercontinental title. I don't like that Johnny Knoxville is fighting for it, but whatever.
I love
As
that
long
he's
as
fighting
it's
for it. I might as well
Okay.
have him. If they've shit on it enough, let's have him win it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess what would be the after result of that? Do they have him defend it on SmackDown, or do you have him to say, I don't want this, and they put it up in a tournament? Does it go to a tournament to almost counter? Because I think the Owen Hart tournament is either starting or going to be in May. I think that one's in May, so it might be a little before the Owen Hart tournament. But do you have an Intercontinental title tournament going into the next premium live event after that?
I'm all right with it. I love tournaments when they're not saddlebagging each other, or when it's not a tournament just for a tournament. And you're like, Mark, this is going to be a tournament just for a tournament. No, it really isn't, because maybe Sammy loses it from hook or crook or whatever. The wee man comes in and Knoxville gets it, and then Sammy just decimates Knoxville. That he's gone forever. Whatever. He can't defend it. Then he's got to defend it, and Sammy goes about this whole shtick about he's not defending his title. Da 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 da. So they only give him a month to defend it, and then we get a tournament. I'm all right with that. That's cool. It's a storyline at least. And then we go into a tournament, which I would love the tournament to be a whole freaking streaming live pay-per-view, whatever event that they want to call it. It's always going to be a pay-per-view for me. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'd be all right if it was a whole pay-per-view itself. I'm into those. Again, I keep telling you already, WrestleMania 4 was my favorite WrestleMania because of that. I love going to indie promotions. IWC has a Super Indie Tournament Championship one every June-ish usually, and that takes the whole night. You get indie stars from all over, big name indie stars, and that is that night with 2 or 3 matches sprinkled in between the other rounds. It's a focus of it. And it's easy writing too for the creative, essentially, because all we have to do is write a tournament, throw in Roman and, I don't know, Bob, or I don't even mean Bob, but, somebody, just anybody. There's a break match. Yeah.
And, that's exactly it. And that's what I always loved about the King of the Ring, especially in the 90s, because that was the entire pay-per-view. You had it at least once a year. It was a tournament. It was, back then, it was, what was it? You had 3 rounds, so it was, 7 matches, I think.
Yeah.
When Brett won it, and then when they started dwindling that down, I started to hate it a little bit more and more, because I want that. I want the entire pay-per-view to be dedicated around that tournament. And that's why you see things, you see Battle of Los Angeles for PWG, things of that nature, the ones that you've mentioned. Those do great business for it because everybody loves them. They love the atmosphere. It builds up an anticipation level within the course of the night. Like, you have an anticipation going into the tournament, and then it continues to build it throughout the night as you see more people win and win and win, and you start getting these matches you never thought you'd get. But yeah, I would love for them to do a whole premium live event for a tournament. They will never do it because for some reason they hate tournaments on one night.
I'm all right with qualifying matches on Raw and SmackDown.
Well, I agree.
That makes perfect sense.
It makes sense to me. Well, there should be qualifying matches because that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. But I just wish they'd do it. Get 8 guys, qualify 8 people, go for it for the night. Like you said, throw in a couple throwaway matches to break up the rounds, have a tag match here and there, which they don't like anyways. But, just do something. Make it a special night. Do something with the tournament.
So yesterday at noon was from Jeddah, right? Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
First off, Jeddah is different. Is their thing? Is their moniker, their logo, their slogan, whatever you want to say? Why don't they have Jeddah is better? Doesn't that just sound right?
Damn, I never thought of that.
Yeah. Take just that like from us. Just make it. It sounds so much. If you're trying to change what you're doing over there, Jeddah is different. I understand that they're opening up the horizons there, but Jeddah is better. Sounds so much better. Anyway, you're hip then. Yeah, it's better. Well,
You gotta keep it up. I know you're saying Jeddah is better, but bad hair, bad ass.
Yeah, I know.
Just found that out here.
But
Go ahead.
that should come on, Saudi Arabia. We're not banned there. Come on.
Right. The one other thing I want to say is now we've established. I know they pay an arm and a leg and basically pay the profits for WWE every year to have a pay-per-view there.
2 anymore.
Can we get 2 now? Yeah. Can we get a WrestleMania in London?
Right?
I want the WrestleMania in London. Let's go. Get it at Wembley.
Remember when England was the hottest thing and they put on great matches there? Now,
yes.
Piss on England. Piss on them.
Come on. They did great matches. They had great Raws and SmackDowns from there twice a year. SummerSlam 92 is one of the best SummerSlams
ever.
It was phenomenal. I mean, you talk Bulldog Brett. I just think now the one thing popping into my mind is Road Warriors riding down LOD on motorcycles to the ring. I mean, it was badass. It was great. Get a freaking Mania in there. I know they're not paying an arm and a leg for you to be there, but Jesus Christ, just put a show in London.
It'll sell. You don't have to worry about not making. Yeah. When was the last time they were there? Exactly. Crickets.
Well, that's it. And for like a Raw or SmackDown, I can't even remember.
Yeah. They've now sunk their teeth into the Prince's money, and that's it. We're only going overseas to do Saudi Arabia. Whatever.
Yep, exactly.
It's dumb. So the pre-show match was The Miz against Ray. And I'm going to spoil it. Jenks, overall, since we didn't do our plans because of this, that, or the other, I watched the whole thing live. And I'm not saying it was the greatest pay-per-view ever, but it was not Money in the Bank from a couple years ago, or it wasn't anything. You knew it was going to happen, but it did it well. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
There was a couple odd moments. They're like, I didn't see that coming.
A couple of scary moments too, right. And we'll get to that.
And we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Can we make? Oh, by the way, I thought about this during the week. Can we make that a shirt?
We need to.
I think you need to.
Yeah.
We sell the crap out of that.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to that. Give us 6 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Shut up. By the way, I'll say this on air. Another present came bearing to the house for you. So I have another thing here. Yeah, sometimes we just get stuff being on Can Crushers, and I got duplicates, and since you're the co-host, you get it. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, I'm assuming right now until I see it, it's probably something that it's like a chart that tells me the right name of the wrestlers, so I don't get them wrong anymore.
No, it's a holder of some. It's a holder of some sort. I'll just put it at that.
It's a holder.
Yeah.
Is it a Hurt Lock?
This is not
a Hurt Lock holder.
No, it's not.
Ah, damn.
It's not a locker either. So. All right, so we get Miz and Ray, and like I said, this was good. This was a good match. But I have to think Miz and Ray are done now. This has to be where we get Dom and Ray for WrestleMania. We need that 6 weeks, because I don't want to see Dom and Ray go at it for a week and a half. I will not fight anybody after a week and a half of hatred. I need 6 weeks of Dom and Ray just literally spitting on each other. This is father-son shit going on here. This has to ramp up if this is what we're getting at WrestleMania.
I think where they're at right now, they have to do maybe 2 weeks to do the split. And here's why I say that. Well, I guess they could do like a straight split on Raw on Monday, but I think you could do promo after this match, talking it up, get the Miz involved in a tag match of some sort, but then they start getting into Dom's head, and then they go for the break next week, and then you have the 4 week build up. I think that's how they can do it.
Oh, that's fine. At least there's some ramping up.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just whole, hey, I screwed you. But the thing is, Dom didn't do anything. He just got thrown out of ringside. Ray won the match, and then they beat the shit out of The Miz.
Exactly. And if anything, the one person that has done things that cost somebody a match, it's Ray to Dom. Because Ray's usually the one involved, and when Dom loses the match, he's the one getting thrown from ringside or screwing it up somehow. It's going to come to a head. I think this match is at Mania. So we need to get the ball rolling, like you were saying.
Yeah. Next match to actually start, I actually wrote on that, I need Days of Our Lives shit, by the way. So when I go back and actually read my little notes, I need Days of Our Lives shit. The next match is Roman Goldberg to start the real pay-per-view or whatever. And just as we said, this was only a few moves. And essentially, Goldberg got choked out. And it did what it needed to, but it wasn't... I don't know. I'd give this 2 beers because it was just... Nah.
Yeah, from seeing I'm sorry. Goldberg has never been my favorite. In these past 4 matches or so, I've just absolutely killed anything that he did for me as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, he looks weak. He looks just out of it. You know, it's time. I love the 2016 and the 2017 angle without the Universal title in it, but I love that angle with him and Brock. That was great. That should have been the swan song. Go on your dusty trail. We'll hold you in the highest regard that we want to. But these past couple of years, man, especially the Saudi trips and that, it just looked weak and just looked terrible, and it kills the mystique of it. And I'm giving this 1. Roman carried it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad it was short, but I got to go 1 on this one.
Okay. All right. I understand. Next up is the Women's Chamber. And Liv and Nikki start, and kind of all of them are doing some sort of shout out to somebody. Did you know Liv's was to Britney Spears?
Yeah, the outfit.
Yeah.
She did it again, Mark. She did it again.
She got toxic. Yeah. The rest of them, I don't know. Lexa was Lexa.
Yeah.
They really ruined who was going to come into for the women and when they were going to come in. Because the way they put them in the pods. The way they put them in the pods is essentially how they came out of the pods, barring Bianca, which we knew was coming out last because she won the gauntlet match.
Right.
There was no surprises in this match. I was a little bit surprised that Liv did make it to the end. I didn't think they were going to give her that much. I thought they were going to play the whole Rhea Ripley thing up a little bit more because she went 44 minutes on that gauntlet match on Monday. So I thought, okay, you're going to build Rhea up to be the next after either Becky retains or Bianca wins. That's perfect. And I think they are. But I think to have Rhea and Bianca as your last two is more important than getting Alexa back, because essentially Alexa, she didn't do much in this match for storyline means. She wrestled, she looked great. If she had a noggin issue, like she's prone to noggin issues as well. If she's healthy again, cool. Storyline wise, what came of the storyline? I know it's her first match back, but nothing. There was nothing that you could say, oh, Alexa's going after next. Nothing.
Yeah, and to me, it just seemed like they were doing it to just reestablish her place in the pecking order, per se. And they say that as Bliss is bigger than Morgan, Doudrop, everything about that. And I think they just did it to reestablish where she was in the pecking order, or, where she falls in line. I agree with you. I think this should have been Belair, Ripley just going at each other at the end, doing power moves, trying to better each other. But at the end of the day, I think they just wanted to reestablish Alexa, but that's fine. But you have 6 weeks to Mania to do that and to get her into a match at Mania that would help reestablish her. So it's telling me that maybe they don't have any plans for her after this match. And they're just having her kind of, they just brought her back, which is great. Get her back in the competition, get her back in the rotation. they have nothing for her at Mania, which is sad, I think. So hopefully they can do something with Liv in her to build off of this. Because at this point for Liv, you have to continue this. You're pushing her. So let's get her in her own storyline. I think Alexa would be a good storyline match at Mania for her. An undercard match, it could be surprising to get them in to build up Liv. I'm not saying beat Alexa, but at least build up what they want Liv to be.
That's if Liv's knee is okay.
Yeah, that's true. That
was
true.
Scary. Like
that was
you saw who tossed her to the side then. Was it Dewdrop that flipped her back over when she got stuck on the ring post?
I think it was, yeah.
Her face said, "Oh shit, my friend could be getting hurt. Oh shit, yep. I'm a wrestler. I have to change back to good that she's getting hurt." But you saw the first time, if you look at it quick, that's what I saw. You're like, oh man, and Liv was screaming. Like that was real life. Like, holy shit, something could go wrong with my knee right here. So let's hope nothing did go wrong with that knee.
I hope not either, because that can be a career-changing or ending injury if it's as bad as can be seen. Yeah. So hopefully nothing's wrong with it.
Moving ahead.
Wait, how many beers?
Oh, well, no, I'm still on it. Like,
okay.
Moving ahead, I don't know if Nikki has anything going on. Maybe the Battle Royal. Same thing. I could see Dewdrop winning the Women's Battle Royal this year to kind of keep her on the up and up. But, yeah, I don't know.
Nikki, I don't know either. Maybe we'll get a Molly Holly Nikki match. But
I'd be all right with that. I would be all right with that.
I would be ecstatic about that, but I don't know. It just seems like Nikki's going to be in a holding pattern now. And we kind of thought that was going to be the case after she lost the title and then after the Rio storyline. But Dewdrop's definitely winning the Battle Royal.
Yeah,
if Dewdrop doesn't win the Battle Royal, I have no idea who they're going to have win it, unless they're going to put Alexa in it, which I could go into a rant about that, but I won't.
We'll have time. We have 6 weeks, Jenks.
Yeah, we have 6 weeks to figure it out. But yeah, I think Dewdrop would be the favorite for the Battle Royal right now.
What is your beer ranking for this one first?
You know, it did what we thought it would do. It reestablished Bianca as the challenger for Becky. Didn't like how some of the things played out. I'm going to give it 3.5. I enjoyed the match. I wish it would have did more. I kind of wanted to see Rhea and Bianca be the last two in it, but I understood why they chose Alexa. So I'm going 3.5 on it.
But I don't know why you gave 0.5, but okay, touche.
I like that. I like having half beers. We talked about this.
I know. I'm just giving it a 3. Essentially the same reason. You were just up a little bit more for it. You're drinking quicker than I am.
I'm a young sprout right now.
You are a young sprout. Not by much, but you're young.
Not by much.
Flair and Sonya against Ronda and Naomi. If you didn't watch SmackDown, you had no idea that this was going to happen. It's kind of... I saw this Friday morning that this was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen right off the bat. I knew Sonya's arm was going to be better. I knew Ronda was going to be the one they targeted. I knew that Sonya was going to be the one to lose because she is still in the office. She's not a full-fledged back to wrestling yet. Flair wasn't losing this match. Flair was not even going to be in the ring when the loss happened. Naomi's being built up still for her match against Sonya. I think we're going to get one more out of it. And goddamn it, Ronda had her arm tied behind the back. So the writing was on the wall. What was going to happen in this match from the time that they said, let's do this match.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do. Again, the whole pay-per-view did what it needed to do. Nothing, oh my God, nothing like blah. But, yeah.
So my whole complaint is Ronda did the best she could, but Ronda is not at a level of competition to have one arm tied behind her back.
Right.
And I'm not knocking Ronda. It's just an experience thing at this point. She's just not there, and her style does not lend itself to having one arm tied behind her back. But you're right. It did what it needed to do. We knew how this was going to go. there's no surprises in this. Because they're not going to make Flair look weak before Mania, especially if Ronda's going to beat Flair.
Right.
So, it did what it needed to do.
2.5. I'm going to go with half a beer on this one.
Oh, okay. I'm going to.
Oh,
no half beers.
No half beers.
So you just drank the other half of the beer. So we got that. So we're complete again.
We're complete on beers right now. All right. Drew against Madcap. If you didn't think that Mr. Corbin was going to get into, he got in the ring before the match even started. Started beating his ass.
Yeah.
The only downfall is, I have to say about this, and I understand, yes, it's choreographed, it's scripted or whatever. Swinging that fucking sword around and ducking, I don't care if it's not sharp or anything, that is still going to hurt or still decapitate you. Like, props to Madcap for doing that spot at the end. Mm-hmm. We don't, I understand that's his gimmick. We don't need that in the ring. I just feel at some point somebody's going to get clipped by that. And I worry. I do worry.
That's a fact. They should have never introduced it in the first place. Yeah, I get it. It's cool for the entrance and that. Leave it at the goddamn top of the entrance ramp. Let's not swing this fucking thing at people. I don't understand the whole point of this sword. I get it. What is it? His grandmother's sword or something like that? Or
sure.
It's named after his grandma or some shit like that. Leave the sword in the back. We don't need this.
I like this whole sword in the stone thing on the top of the ramp.
Agreed.
Plop it there.
I agree. Exactly. It's a nice touch. It does a great job for the entrance, and it creates that presence for Drew. Oh my God, I'm with you. I don't know why they allow the swinging of the sword and all this BS.
But I don't know how that match made it that far, because Madcap has mad strength in his neck, because it turned inside out, upside down.
Right.
My God, I don't know. Again, I'm not a wrestler, so I'm not going to oversay that he overthrow him, that he overflip or whatever, but he legitimately could have been dead in Jihad.
Yeah, well, that was going to be the transition I was going to use, Mark, is the sword spot wasn't the dangerous part of the match.
No.
Imagine that. It was this fucking thing. I don't know what he was trying to do. You read things online, people were saying he's trying to land on his shoulders and that. I think he was trying to do too much, but at the end of the day, that looks so horrible. And it just reminded me of Roz back in 99 or 2000, whenever it was, when he got dropped on his head. And now he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
And thank God Madcap works out and has strength in those muscles, man. If you ever needed proof that muscles help you save you a little bit, that was it. That looked horrid, and you knew he shrunk about 2 inches on that day, yesterday.
I'd be dead. My neck is not that strong.
I would be. Mine's not that strong. I would be dead too. That was bad. I hope he's all right. It seemed like reports are that he's fine, but God, that was nasty looking.
Do you think this is where Madcap should have got the win with the help of Corbin? Because I know we're going to get Corbin and Drew at Mania, and we have a continuation of 6 weeks. But I think it would have been better in a storyline, for myself at least, that Madcap and Corbin just beat him down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, the rules lend itself to it.
Right? That exactly.
So let it happen.
Match.
Yeah. And they didn't do anything with it. The only thing I can think of is they just wanted to be done with Madcap in the storyline, I guess. I don't know. I do feel like Corbin and Madcap are breaking up at some point. And I don't know if it's going to be over the course of this storyline or what. I don't see Madcap and Corbin staying a team for that much longer.
And you find out that Madcap actually is the one that has all the money, and then we get broke-ass Corbin again. I'm all right with that.
Yes.
I want
that.
Yeah.
I want broke-ass Corbin again. Give me broke-ass Corbin.
I'll take Lone Wolf Corbin at least. I don't like Happy Corbin.
I don't either. What if Madcap is like siphoning all of his money and all of his winnings? Let's put that in the storyline. We find that out after Mania, that he siphoned all the winnings.
Embezzlement from the company.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. All right. What's your idea of this match, Beers?
I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a nice 3.
Yeah, in the
but
middle.
I'm still in the middle. The spots, the dangerous spots, just kind of threw it down for me. But yeah, in the middle 3.
I'm there as well. Lita against Becky. I have some beefs here. Here before we get to the match. They announced whoever wins this is in the main event of WrestleMania. All right. So let me go off on a little bit of a tangent. We already know no matter what happens in the Chamber men's match that Brock and Roman will be facing each other. So that will be probably essentially Sunday's main event.
Right.
They've named that Ronda is going to take... No. Flair is taking on Ronda in another main event. Mm-hmm. So that would be your Saturday night's main event, essentially, right?
Right.
So if they're saying the winner of this takes on the winner of Bianca Belair in a main event, how many main events can there be on only a 2-night... When you think of a main event, it's the last thing on the card, right? It's the number one event of the night. We have 2 of them already booked.
Well, and I think they still use...
I know, it's semi-main events.
What I was going to go with was, Mark, they're still using the mentality from, like, the Attitude Era where you could carry co-main events. You know what I mean? Like, you have Rock and Austin, and then you could have Triple H and Cactus Jack try to kill each other for a match. And those would be 2 high-level matches in the same night.
I know.
I think they try to implement that. But I agree with you.
I'm stirring the pot. Yeah.
I know you are, but I'm going to agree with you on it. That doesn't need to happen here. We know Ronda. We know Ronda was your big money, and we know Brock and Roman's your big money. Ronda, Flair, and Brock and Roman are your big money matches. Those are the main event. You don't have to call this the co-main event or whatever you want to call it, or another main event. This is just a match on the card. But it's for the women's title. That's the thing. The women's championship itself should carry the match.
Yep.
If you know what I'm saying. If you bill it as the women's title match, people should want to flock to it and not want to go take a bathroom break during it. But they don't.
This match, essentially, I'm gonna spoil it real quick. Becky Bianca is not going to be the same night as Charlotte and Ronda either.
No, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. It was like, which one was it? What was it? Rhea and who did Rhea face
Flair.
last year?
Oh.
Yeah. No. Last year.
I don't know.
When she won the title, I can't remember either. But it was Rhea and Asuka. Rhea and Asuka was on night 2, and it was a women's title match. It was, what was it, match 2 or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, the only way this becomes a second, I guess, if they want to use main event terms, becomes a elevated match on the card is the first match mentality. This is opening night 2.
Yes.
But again, I think that does a little bit of a disservice to the women, because if you're going to main event night 1 with the women and then have night 2 kick off with the women
are essentially done.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You better have a second women's match on night 2 or the women are done early in the night.
Yeah. And you can't, to me, you can't put Becky and Bianca 4th match in. Now. And then have the Dirty Dogs taking on the Viking Warriors for nothing but a champagne bottle. No.
Right. Well, that's it. I know WWE's mentality when they do these pay-per-views, every hour has a big match on it, right?
Right.
So you have the opener, then you have the throwaway 2, and it's the Chris Jericho syndrome type thing now, where Jericho and Owens was match 2 at WrestleMania that year, and it was the best storyline going into 2017's Mania.
Yeah.
So it's that Jericho mentality of, if you learned, and this is what happens when you break kayfabe, you now learn the pecking order of the matches on it. If you're not last, you have to be first, and that's why we see Brock and Seth were open Mania that one year, or we see, Goldberg, let's talk Goldberg and Roman opened the Chamber pay-per-view because it's about a respect level in the pecking order. They weren't going to be last because of the Chamber match, so they sure as hell going to be first. Same thing with Seth and Roman last year. They weren't going to eclipse the Rumble match, or not last year, but last month. They weren't going to eclipse the Rumble match. So,
agreed.
Yeah.
All right. This match was rough for me.
Yeah.
Worst match of the night. No disrespect. I love Lita from back then. I love what Becky's doing. Becky, I don't know. You're ready. I'll get some hate on myself. Becky looks like she needs to eat a little bit more. Like she's on the old crack diet right now. She just looks unhealthy to me. I don't know.
It's that CrossFit.
Yeah, she just looks unhealthy to me. I don't know.
Well, I think we've grown accustomed to her being the man persona where she looked a lot healthier at that time, but I get it. You go into a new fitness routine, you're married to CrossFit Jesus. Things happen like that.
Right.
But I get it. Yeah, she does look a little skinny, but I won't judge her on that. I mean, that's just her new lifestyle, and that's the way she is. And you know what? It's fine. I want her to. I wish she could have an opponent, and she's going to have that in 6 weeks, that can elevate her game.
Yes.
She has had to carry the past couple title matches. And I think Liv did a good job of fighting her, but then with Doudrop, well, the sign was on fire, so I guess that took away from the match a little bit. But with Lita, she's really had to carry it, and she hasn't been able to reach that full potential of what she needs. And we'll get it in 6 weeks, but that's just kind of my pet peeve with Becky is she just doesn't have the competition right now to elevate the game and elevate those matches up.
Yeah. So 1 for me on this match.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1. Love Lita, but unfortunately, she's just past her time right now.
Yep. Real quick then, Viking Warriors get destroyed by Usos. Really no match. This is just setting up. Go ahead.
Yeah, what the hell was this?
Yeah.
This was... Are we going to put this on for 6 weeks now? Get this at Mania? Is that what's going to happen?
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, that's... Well... and then we get the men's chamber match, which... This is where... the shocking thing is... Now, Jenks, I'm going to twist it to you. Is this a work that Bob got hurt? Or did he really get hurt and they were actually worried? Or they don't have fucking anything for him to do right now. Because no. Do you think they're throwing him in and making it a triple threat?
No, because I've already seen some things.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen anything, but...
Go ahead and tell me. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Well, it was a work in the sense of Bob's been working hurt for the past few months. Apparently he needs shoulder surgery and he needs to be out for 4 months. So what they needed to do was get him out of this match, and that was the way to get him out with the concussion protocol, is from the reports I've seen so far. So Bob's been working hurt, so they had to do a work angle to get him out, but make him look strong while taking him out.
Okay. I'm good with that.
So that's the unfortunate thing about that. And you know what? Props to Bobby Lashley for working hurt, especially against Lesnar. And you have a hurt shoulder.
Yeah.
He had to have been in so much pain after that. But it also makes sense why he wasn't wrestling as much on Raw and that going in the past couple months here. So, he's going to be out for WrestleMania 38. I thought the potential was there to put him in a triple threat, but now knowing this, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no. And I would hate it just interjecting him this whole title versus title thing. I would, no.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
If you didn't know, Brock won.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about that part when Brock came in. What did you think of that?
First of all, he wasn't supposed to come in because that was Bob's turn to come in, and he just says, fuck it, and he kicks everything down.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they beat on those while they're in there, and then while they're going in, these pods are indestructible. Nah, you can throw people through them.
They're bulletproof.
Yeah. But Austin Theory got launched into Bob, breaks it. Boom. Okay, cool. There's let's say 400 pounds of force, if not more, going into that.
Yeah.
Legit, understandable. And Lesnar just breaks it all like it was a fucking lunch sack. The brown lunch sack. He just pa, and it was destroyed. I think we need something better than this plexiglass. And I understand why they use plexiglass, because like you don't want to use real glass. You can get legit hurt, killed, or whatever. But something a little bit, I don't know. Maybe that's been my pet peeve with the chamber all the time.
Well, and I think here's where it lends to it. I think the spots with the broken plexiglass are great, but they use it too often. Every time they have a chamber, somebody's getting thrown through a plexiglass, and it ruins it, right?
Well,
like if they,
I had that note for the women that they didn't even use the cage, but until the last two people.
Yeah, well, exactly. Good point. Like it wasn't every time there's, well, the last chamber match of the night. That's when they just started destroying the whole thing.
Yeah.
It must be that it's easier to take out of there in pieces, the plexiglass, I guess. Because it's just easier to deconstruct it. We can throw it away at that point. It reduces shipping costs and shit. But, oh my God. Like, also, so what I've seen is Lesnar was not supposed to come in at that point. Why are we still having Lashley's spot though?
He's not coming back. Yeah, you've taken him out.
You've already announced he's out, so why are you doing his spot? 2, Lesnar is the only man that can go off script and make it look like it was scripted.
Right.
Because it fit his character. He went off script and it fit his character that he was going to destroy the chamber and just go in there and just maul people. And it looked wonderful. It was like, so my main note for that was, you can quote me on this. So they brought everybody in. It was almost like a bull session here. They brought in all the matadors to do all their spots, do everything great in that. And then potentially Lashley was going to come in, be that bull that's always there, doing its own thing. And then Lesnar was going to be the bull that's just a fucking destroyer.
The bull in the China shop.
Bull in the China shop, destroy things, destroy people, and end the match. That's the way they booked this, and that was the only parallel I could make is the 4 guys that came in beforehand were just matadors, and their lives were on the line, and they were going to die at that point with the bull in the China shop.
And Austin Theory did die.
And Austin Theory got thrown 30 feet in the air. I'm exaggerating, but good God.
I was thinking, when Brock was climbing up, I thought, all right, he's going to throw him off, fine and dandy. Then he gets him up for an F5, and I'm like, there's no way Brock is jumping and he's landing this. Brock is, he's nimble, but he's not that nimble. Like, I'm like, what the hell is, and then he just throws him. And I'm like, all right, at least, no disrespect to Austin, at least Brock isn't going to has a chance to get hurt doing something stupid that he should not do. But then as Austin is falling down, did you notice he reached for the cage? And I'm like, why are you reaching for the cage? Your body weight is going to rip your arm off, because they showed it then 3 or 4 more times. And I'm like, holy shit. He did probably slow himself down, and he did land on his legs before he fell on his face. Right. His fat. Oh my God. On his face. it looked good, but I would not be reaching for that cage whatsoever.
No, I thought you got to just take that, because I agree with you. If you're grabbing that cage, you're going to fuck something up in your shoulder. You're going to tear your labrum. You're going to do something.
Yeah.
Dislocate a joint. But that could be the inexperience of Theory.
In the chamber cage.
It's instinct at that point. Oh, hey, I can grab the cage to try to save myself from this, but you're not supposed to do that. It's that fight or flight instinct type thing. You had the instinct. Maybe I can save myself by grabbing it. And this is Austin thinking, not Austin, I'm a professional wrestler and I need to take this bump. Which, by the way, I wrote down, was that a bump he needed to take? Absolutely not.
No.
And I was petrified that Lesnar was going to push his head through the damn plexiglass and he was going to land on a crash pad outside. Like, that was where my mind went. Also, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. That somebody has taken a bump next year. Somebody's taken a bump to the outside. On top of that, how about Theory getting halfway out of the chamber through the roof?
I know. I didn't know it was that thick up there.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know it had that much space in between the chains or the bars or whatever it is to get out. I'm like, holy shit.
I thought we were going to get a whole homicide getting stuck up on the cage again, and maybe Lesnar just throws him into the ring at first. I thought, oh, he's going to throw him from there, and then he's just going to, done, just get down and pin him. No, I'll just fucking throw him myself. Yeah. All in all, though, Jenks, this is my favorite match of the night because of the craziness of it. 4.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 5. I did enjoy the match.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 5. I did enjoy the match. Lesnar did what he was going to do. And honestly, that's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
If you're going to give Lesnar the win, let him freaking destroy people and just go in and make him even more of an animal. The one I wanted to say this, Mark, and I don't know if this is going to be controversial, so there might be hate on this.
Yes.
Lesnar has reached Undertaker level spectacle in my eyes. Here's why. And I know the hate's coming.
It is Sir Michael Jenks at he'sdead.com. Go ahead.
Not saying Lesnar's the leader of the locker room.
He doesn't want to be. He hates people.
He hates people. He hates all this. By the way, watch Pat McAfee's podcast with him. That was a fantastic interview. I was laughing so hard. But Lesnar has become must-watch.
Yeah.
Every time Taker has come on the screen, you watch him. You dropped everything you were doing. If you were just screwing around or like listening to wrestling in the background, gong hits, you're glued for 10, 15 minutes while he's on the screen or while he has a match. Lesnar's the same way now. Lesnar, once that music hits, whether you like it or not, you're watching. Because A, he's going to destroy somebody. B, he's showing his true personality and actually is hilarious. And he makes great segments now and he can talk. Happy-go-lucky Viking Lesnar is fantastic.
Right?
You're watching it.
Yeah.
And I can't help but make the parallel of he's must-watch now like Taker was for 20 years, 30 years.
It's because he's got himself over. Again, he's Brock Lesnar, but he's a different Brock Lesnar this time. He took pictures with fucking people in the crowd.
He did. He's shaking hands, not kissing babies because I think he'd harm them accidentally, but he's shaking hands with people in public. He's going on podcasts, having a good time, breaking shit on podcasts, causing mayhem, but he's also being joyous. He's loving life right now. Where's this Lesnar been?
I know.
And now it's making me want to say, go back, God, before he won Money in the Bank and he started breakdancing and all that, to leave Heyman behind at that point so that we could see more of this.
I know.
Because now I'm retroactively I'm thinking Heyman was holding him back a little bit.
For sure. All right, we're up against the wall, but I do want to get our thoughts on this before we take a break and go to AEW, because we do have 6 weeks to build this up. We're getting KO against Stone Cold at WrestleMania? Question mark?
Oh my God. I'm scared by it, but I'm also like, this might not be bad. What are your thoughts on this? Go ahead.
Or does Taker do something to him because he's also from Texas? See, everybody's thinking the whole Stone Cold thing. Taker's going into WrestleMania. No shit, Mark. Taker's going into the Hall of Fame this year. It's been released, this, that, and the other. Or does it Taker to get his final pop in Texas do something to KO?
So one thing I thought about this week, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you, they should do instead of a match, I think they could do a KO show in WrestleMania in Texas, have Stone Cold as a guest, and you could do Stone Cold stuns them. Taker comes out, tombstones them. What a perfect way to do that.
I
And
agree.
you just do the KO show. Hell, you could even throw in Shawn Michaels coming out.
Now you ruined it.
I
I'd rather
ruined it.
see the Von Erichs come.
But you know what I'm saying? They could do it in elements of maybe Stone Cold and Taker. I'm not saying they throw Shawn Michaels in there, but they probably will do that for some reason. But I think you could do Stone Cold and KO, have a 10-minute KO show with that. Stunner, Austin leaves, and then Taker shows up. Maybe Kevin Owens gets up, starts running his mouth again, lights go out, lights come back on, Taker's there, tombstone, it's over.
Yeah, I'm all for it. We got 6 weeks to talk about that. And hopefully we can add our good friend Vincent Barry, who writes books. He's in Texas, so maybe he can go do something at WrestleMania as well. If you know who Vincent Barry is, a short plug just because we're talking about Texas. Check out Lance by Chance and Wrestleville. Yeah, great books by him.
Yeah.
All right. Good. WrestleMania, WWE were good. Jenks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Talk AEW. We're against the wall. Jenks got to leave.
What's up, guys? This is Jared Fritz, official for the NWA, and you're getting Ref Fit with the Can Crushers Podcast.
Welcome back to the Can Crushers Podcast.
You almost sounded like Hawk on that one.
I know. I was trying to get the low from LOD. What a ride. They can do it.
Save your voice. You have a lot of talking the rest of this day. Save your voice.
You know, I'm just, you know what? I'm going to hide in the corner, I think, at this point. We'll see what happens.
Do you have a flask hidden anywhere?
No, but I'm definitely going to be drinking.
Yeah.
It's my house, so I know where the bottles are.
Good. Good. A little shout out to NWA as Jared Fritz brings us back. Jenks, if I could, I'd still probably figure out a way to make it to Nashville to go to Crockett Cup. I really want to. 2-day event, though. We're actually planning some stuff for a family vacation, so I'm trying to be nice and not to. But if I could,
plan the vacation through Nashville.
No, we can't. Nashville's not on water without ruining anything.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm giving in.
Are you going on the Jericho cruise?
No, that's actually my birthday weekend, and I said, if you want to go on a cruise this year, my first cruise, I'd love to go over my birthday. She put 2 and 2 together. She knew it's Jericho's. But I think we're going on one over the summer. She's been asking for a long time. I don't like water. I don't like boats. I don't like that many people. I'm going to do water boats, and hopefully they have an awesome bar. I've heard from many people that you don't know that you're on the water. You don't know.
That's good.
So,
yeah. Fair enough. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Nonetheless. Hopefully. More on that later. a lot later. All right, before we get into AEW in general, on Tuesday, Cody Rhodes is fired, or quits, or leaves, or whatever you want to say.
Something.
Jenks, at first, I thought, holy shit. And then I sat back and I put that whole thing up. I would love to see if Cody does pop into... we leave Cody off of TV in general for a while. I don't care. He wasn't going to Saudi. People posted that he's in an airport in Florida. So is another million people. Who gives a shit?
Those are the people that did the CM Punk is like in a Chicago airport thing. That picture that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Cody and Cardona. I hope I was the first one to throw that out there. Cody Cardona, Crockett Cup for the title. They're friends. This could work. This would be a huge thing for the Crockett Cup. If this is announced, then we're talking a different scenario about making that drive to Nashville. But
I think that's not going to get announced. I think Cardona Aldis has been announced for Crockett Cup, or at least that's the writing that I'm hearing now.
Yeah, I know. It was a pipe dream.
Yeah, but it would have been lovely. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Because we also talked about the inevitable that seems like it's going to happen is Cody's ending up in Stanford.
Do you think? Because I'm also thinking this could be a great work. I'm playing devil's advocate, for God's sakes. This could be a great work for AEW. Yeah, he's not on contract right now. Fine and dandy. There's a couple more big agents, free agents, that are out there. Have Cody align with them, and we need, and I'm agreeing with LaGreca on Busted Open and Bully Ray. We need a faction that nobody in wrestling likes. We have not had a good faction since then of the NWO, the very first couple people in the NWO. Once they got Virgil in it and all those, it became a shit show. We haven't had that in that long, that we need a faction that everybody hates. Cody and somebody. Could that be a work?
Do you think they pull that? Do you think they pull an NWO storyline?
I don't know.
In AEW. But what I'm saying is Cody, and I'm not putting him on the level of Hogan, but Cody becomes the third man that shows up, type thing. Like they let in, I don't know, Cardona. Let's say Cardona, because Cardona seems to get a lot of hate, but a lot of people love him too. You throw in Cardona, then you throw in. Good Lord, I couldn't even pick somebody off the top of my head right now. But Cardona and that guy, and then you have the third man be Cody Rhodes, or really, you know what I mean? That type of storyline. Do you think that could be a possibility? Is that where your head's going?
I'd honestly love it. I really to be different. It's not different because we've seen it, but I mean, it spruces back up. That pause was meant. The whole air coming out of my breath was meant. I don't see him unless Vince is handing him NXT UK or what is he going to WWE for? He is not going to take Roman or Brock's spot. What else is there in the WWE? He's going to get a ton of money. We understand that. Throw money out the window. I don't want to hear money from anybody. What is he going to do, brother, in WWE?
I think they put him in the main event.
He's going to be the person that takes it off of Roman Reigns.
I think.
No fucking way.
If he's signing, let's be real. If he is coming back to WWE and you're Cody Rhodes, are you coming back for anything less than a Universal title or World title? No. You're not. You're not going there to fight the second tier. You're not going there to fight first tier. He has to have some sort of guarantee that he's getting a world title in the next 6 months to a year.
And that's too long because he's going to be shit on by then.
Well, I'm putting that out there as a
I know, but I'm just saying, like, what? The thing is, I like Cody. I'm going to be people. I'm not going to be one that goes to and boos him or anything. I just think this was his company. I know it was the Cons, and I know this is like I feel that he just went balls deep into this company, and is there really that much of a passing between him and Khan? Like, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We attempt to pretend, and we say that Tony Khan is doing this, doing that. Is there that much hate going on? And I don't even mean hate, this disagreement. I'm pandering myself out of this talk that everything's okay at AEW. We know it's not. Yeah. Shit happens. But are they that far? Are they as far away? Is Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan as far away as the MLB is right now?
Well, that's a hell of a long way away.
That's exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'll throw it out there. Is this an ego thing?
Exactly. Between who?
I think it's the EVPs, Khan and Cody. and Brandy to an extent. Do we think we're that much better than what we're being booked as? Is that what the case is here? Do we think, I love Cody. I love what he does in the ring. I love watching his matches. I don't know that's the step here. How is there this much dysfunction in a wrestling organization? And maybe it could be a clash in styles. Maybe Cody Rhodes is trying to be more old school, but you have the Young Bucks and Kenny that are keeping it a more modern, contemporary feel. I don't know. Is it the booking because Tony Khan's doing the booking now? Is that the reason why? Is there an ego check that happened, or is there something that's just saying, I'm not getting what I wanted or how I want to be in this, so now I'm going to be very hard-nosed about this? Is that what's happening here? Is this we've grown an ego and our heads are very big? You need it in professional wrestling.
You do.
But are you taking it too far?
I still, in my heart of hearts, thinks, all right, Cody has talked about retirement now for the last year, okay?
Yeah.
Is this the way as long as he is with AEW, he'll never have a world title shot again? He's not with AEW right now. There's going to be a transition of champions, I want to say, within the next 2 months. And there's a list of them that you could pick from. Adam Cole being one, MJF being one. There's a list. I don't even care about that. But Cody not being with AEW, he comes in and causes a shitstorm. The champion calls him out saying he'll give him a title shot. Cody wins it. Cody is now back in AEW. Cody goes on his farewell tour and then retires, and then you just see him backstage. That's where I think this is going. I can't imagine in my heart. And if he is, I'm going to, on this YouTube page that we're going to have blown up, I'm going to cook a crow. He was shit on as Stardust. I understand that, time heals and this, that, and the other thing, and I just can't imagine him going back. I'm that much of a mark or that much of a go-getter, good two shoes or whatever, thinking this is nothing but a work. Nobody cares that Brandy's gone either, by the way.
Right. True. I'm going to go back to what you said there, because now it's changing my perspective of him going back. I think he's going back. How bad of a taste did he have in his mouth about Stardust? A lot. We know that. It's been documented. Is this his way of rectifying that? He's got over the hump. Time heals all wounds. But maybe he wants to vindicate or reestablish his name in that company as not Stardust, as Cody Rhodes, and to ride off into the sunset retired. It might not be for the world title, but maybe it's a way to erase, in essence, Stardust. Or at least say, Cody, I finished my time with that company as Cody Rhodes, not as Stardust.
All right, I don't know. We can put a pin in this.
I don't know. We could literally discuss this all day.
Yeah.
There's multiple scenarios off of it, but yeah.
And we got time.
There's a lot going to happen. Yeah, we have time. We'll get there. We have time. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Rampage, though. Do you want to do, because we're really against time, and I don't want to keep you. Let's do the high spots of Rampage. We can come back and cover anything that you really want to next week, because we got time before Revolution. We have to start with, not Rampage, you idiot, Dynamite.
I was going to say, we got the Rampage already, right?
Yeah, we have to start with Punk. We're getting...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and this is what's going to eat up probably 10 minutes. So, do you want it... Bryan Danielson and Lee Moriarty was a fucking amazing match. Wardlow and Max, as much as I despise Max, it was a great match. Britt and Crew with fucking Cobra Kai. There's so much to talk about.
I know. And I feel bad.
No, it's
we're on
okay.
a time crunch, but yeah.
Time crunch. Let's real highlights of what we will really think here, and it's got to start with Punk and MJF in a goddamn dog collar match.
Oh, God. By the way, Punk reestablishing how great he is on the frickin' mic in this. wasn't it? Because I love that he just tied everything back to Piper and Valentine, Starcade, dog collar match.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Such good unbelievable. I've never been this excited for a match. I think I'm really excited for this match now.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is going to be so good. And MJF didn't say a damn word.
That's what the whole key of this whole promo was.
Exactly. The look on MJF's face told the entire story.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson and Lee Moriarty, it's in, I hate to say this, it's in the match of the year right now for me. The downfall is it was a great technical match, and it's going to get lost in the shuffle. It is, because Moriarty's not there yet. He's, in my book, he's there, but this might have been some of the first times people saw Moriarty on national TV. Unbelievable worker, amazing. He's going to end up with them. I don't care. That's a prediction right now. But Mox coming out and saying, I don't team with anybody until we bleed our own blood. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did that shoot you to the moon?
Oh, it shot a lot to the moon.
We're not saying no. We're just going to get this match, and then we're going to get yes. Yeah. Are you shitting me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, Moriarty showing up with them. God, Lee Moriarty was so good. And you're right. This match is going to get, unfortunately, lost in the shuffle. And I put it on, like, the Walter Druggage match. I think I pronounced his name wrong. Last year at NXT TakeOver. That match got lost in the shuffle because there's a lot of great matches, and I love that match. I put that on this level because this match was just fantastic. And Lee really reestablished for me how great of a talent he is. So props to him. But, God, I popped during that promo when he said that. I'm like, we're going to get this. We're actually going to get this after a match.
Other things, we'll just ramble whatever else you want to talk about real quick. Britt being part of Cobra Kai, I'm excited about that. Did you know she was Cobra Kai?
I did not know that. That shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Go get it, Britt.
Go get it. Hangman becomes a blood donor. That you knew we had to talk about.
Well, that was coming, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm all right with it. What was going on there and how Cole came out and we're going to get that match. And, yeah, and then Kyle and Bobby attack. Okay.
Yeah, and then I was surprised by the promo afterwards with the Young Bucks and Brandon, where the Young Bucks dismissed Paige. I thought they had Full Gear. They were fine with it and winning the title, but then they kind of dismissed him in that promo a little bit. They weren't coming out to help them beat him up, but they kind of dismissed Paige a little bit there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
I think in the next week, this week, they save him. And you get some writing on the wall. Yeah. Yeah, because Revolution's, 2 weeks away now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that'll set up Red Dragon and Bucks.
Yeah. It's got to. Plus, they have that whole 2 battle royals going on. If the writing isn't on the wall there, who's going to win it? You're stupid. You don't watch wrestling. If you don't know the Bucks are going to win one and Red Dragon's going to win the other one. Yeah. And then good luck, Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Because you're not even in that match. Nobody cares. Just put the titles down and walk away. Because nobody cares that you're there.
No, they don't. I will say, good God Almighty, I'll be glued to the screen though, because some wild shit's gonna happen during that match.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. If you don't see the writing on the wall with this, you're dumb. Or do we throw a monkey wrench in there and say one of them makes it, one of them doesn't, and the other one costs them the title? Just throwing it out there real quick.
You're a dick. Either way. Mercedes and Thunder have to talk about for a little bit. This was a crazy match. I actually loved it. I loved that Thunder wore her Kill Bill outfit. That was awesome. Too. Yes.
That was fantastic.
And again, Cobra Kai, take her out. So I is writing on the wall that Mercedes is going with Thunder that quick?
I think so. I don't think it's going to happen in the next weeks. I think it's going to happen at Revolution because they did announce Thunder versus Britt. So I think that's when you see it. I think Mercedes takes out the distractions outside. Women's champion in 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
For sure. I agree.
Yep.
Dammy. That's two people in one. Darby and Sammy can't put on a bad match. I don't care.
There's no way. There was no way this was going to be bad. You're right.
Even with
now,
Andrade getting in the middle of it.
Yeah, well, we should have known. So it's going to be Andrade and Darby at Revolution. Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's about time.
Thank you. It's about freaking time Andrade wrestles in the match. So I'm all for it. Yeah.
What else do you want to take away from AEW as a whole as we wrap up? Because Rampage was good.
Yeah.
It was good. 10 against Cole. I liked it. 10 kind of looked a little bit tougher, a little bit crazier. Dante and Hobbs, there's nothing I can sink my teeth into there. We're going to get Cargill against the Rabbit or the Bunny or whatever we're going to go. Yeah. Deeb still kicking people's asses. Jay White and Trent. It's a great match, guys. It's happened a million times. If it's new to you, catch up. It's great. Switchblade's here. Switchblade's going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. And, then I don't forget to talk about Cody and Brandy being gone.
Yeah. Couple things go off of that. This Face of the Revolution ladder match, we have 3 hosses in it. Like,
right. Lee and Hobbs are taking care of each other.
And Hobbs, yeah. Well, exactly. I'm afraid. Are they putting one more person in this match? Because I'm afraid for them.
I thought it's 2. Wasn't it 5 last year?
Is it 2? Is it 5? Okay, I didn't see. Yeah, I think you're right. It was 5. So off of that, who the hell else are they going to put in this match? If they're going to add a high flyer element to this, they're screwed. They're not winning.
Yeah. See ya.
See you bye, because you're getting tossed 20 feet somehow by Lee or Hobbs or Wardlow.
And then they need somebody just so all of them can just beat on.
Well, yeah, exactly. They need somebody to sell it. Lastly, how about that freaking smirk from Kingston walking out to the ring before the Inner Circle match?
Yeah. Yeah.
That told everything.
It did.
And we're going to get Jericho and Kingston, but that smirk, I lost it for.
Yeah, this is going to be, Revolution's going to be a great pay-per-view. We'll deep dive more into it next week. We'll cover more AEW. If you guys want us to go over anything else more that we didn't touch on today, again, I know we were chamber heavy, WWE heavy, and against the wall, but hey, we have a life and shit happens, and Jenks has to go shave and get ready to
shave.
You're not shaving.
Comb the beard. I gotta comb the beard so I don't look homeless.
And
about it right now.
Do some stuff ahead of this catastrophe he's got going on.
Meditate in 5 shots. I think will be good.
5 different shots, or all of the same?
I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. Maybe we'll switch it up. Maybe we'll go for maybe 5 different wheel of shots. Where's that at? I think I got one around here. We'll see what happens.
Jenks, I love you. Good luck
I love
today.
you too, buddy.
Please.
Thank you. Good luck cleaning.
You make it. You make it through the day. Send me a text that the god niece has not taken over and made, your girlfriend a deal that she cannot. Yeah.
I'm going to make you a deal that I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, that's it. That's
it.
Yeah. I've at least watched all of The Godfather before.
Good call. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find any heads in beds or anything like that. So I think we'll be good.
All right.
Hopefully.
Again, you guys know where to find us. We'll dive more into AEW next week as we get ready for Revolution, and because I think WWE is going to be on a little bit of a breather this week. So yeah, twofold.
Yeah, agreed. And I can't wait to see the hate I get for the Lesnar comment.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens with that.
Lesnar Taker, who's number 1 overall? Jenks says it's Taker. Write that down, Sean, whatever the hell your name is, on Twitter. Sean Sapp? Is that his name? I don't know.
Sean Sapp. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking. Yeah, I think it's Sean Sapp.
Yeah. PWI Insider. All right.
PW. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Good.
All right, remember, just because Jenks is trash this week doesn't mean he can't do great things.
Jenks is a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.
Peace!
Peace.